boarded a ship from Azores, Portugal, to pursue his dream in this wonderful land of opportunity. This young man was my grandfather. Little did he know that he would begin a legacy of hard work and sacrifice in this industry we call the dairy business. Today, my family is proud to say we have the 4th generation actively managing a dairy. But the fate of my dairy and the countless dairies around the state is in jeopardy due to the failure of the California Department of Food and Ag Secretary Karen Ross to follow our state dairy pricing laws. We are gathered here today to call on Governor Jerry Brown to restore some level of fairness to our state dairy pricing system. We are urging that justice be done for the California dairy farmers and their families. Dairy farmers in California are being paid substantially less than the producers in the surrounding states. The cost of production is higher in California. Our own California Department of Food and Ag, with all its numbers, facts, and figures that are punched in our sophisticated computers, show that we are losing ground, and yet the Secretary refuses to acknowledge it. 2009 was a very difficult year due to low milk prices. On our dairy, we had to borrow to feed our animals and pay the operating bills. Then we get hit again in 2012. 2009 was our earthquake, and 2012 was the tsunami that follows. A great majority of the dairies have maximized their loan to their value. How are we supposed to stay in business? The feed prices have gone up due to the drought in the Corn Belt states and the burning of corn to make ethanol. This has also led to the record high prices for all the commodities that we use to feed our animals. I want to name just a few of the businesses affected by the ongoing catastrophe. These affected businesses that deliver supplies or provide service to the dairy industry include the utility company, the veterinarian, vet supplies, dairy repair company, the towel company, the hoof trimmer, equipment repair, and supply companies. And we are constantly fixing old equipment because we cannot afford to buy anything new or near new. The insurance companies and diesel for the tractors and trucks that feed the animals, labor, and last but not least, the company that picks up our milk. These businesses have all increased their prices this year, resulting in a greater cost to our dairy and dairies across the state. How are we supposed to pay these bills when we can barely make enough to pay the grain company, which does not even include the hay purchases? We have no way to pass on these costs, and the fact that our state pricing system is underpaying us compared to the prices paid to the dairy producers in other states is making the situation for my dairy and those dairies in the state more dire by the day. We, the California producers, are very proud to be able to provide the consumer with the highest quality of milk in the nation. Yet, that milk that we produce surpasses the standards of other states, yet we are paid substantially less. We have lost over 100 dairies in California. 40 more have filed for bankruptcy. If this trend of low dairy income continues, the consumer will be paying much more for their milk, and most likely it will come out of state. I recently talked to a fellow dairyman from Tipton. He has been in the business as long as I can remember, and he said, and I quote, "It is devastating to drive by your neighbor's farm with no cows, no heifers, and no one around, knowing that someday it soon will be us." As dairy producers, we all know these facts. We live this bleak reality each and every day. But we need Governor Brown to fix our state dairy pricing system so that we are at least being paid a price that is equitably compared to other states. Dairy producers around the state play a critical role in the success of our economy. We create jobs and stimulate economic growth. For each dollar that the producer receives in their milk check, it generates $8 into the California economy. The message that we are conveying today is, if Governor Brown and the Secretary Ross and the department loses the appreciation of the dairy producers, then we have lost part of the American soul. Our governor must understand, and unless significant policy changes are made soon, the economic and social landscape in California will change dramatically, as many of the dairy farmers that have been in operation for generations would be lost forever. Thank you.
So a couple of other legislators we tried to get lined up to speak today, David Valadeo and Connie Conway. both have other obligations, but I would ask just you would send a note off to them and thank you for the behind-the-scenes work that's going on. Connie Conway in particular. You know, you don't know whether you're making an effort or a change or whether your effort's paying off. But just a phone call and email to both of them would be appreciated, I know. Our next speaker is Joaquin Content, President of California